He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Say hi. What's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to another story time. And welcome to Facebook is my personality. Disclaimer. You can hear it. Allergies. Pollen. Pollen has taken over. But pollen was 6,200 and some change yesterday. So this eye right here is leaking, draining. It's a lot going on. I'm fighting for my life. So work with me. But the reason why I'm laughing because one thing I tell y'all on my channel as a Capricorn, all Capricorns are not the same. We have similarities, but we are not the same. But one thing I will say, what a Capricorn loves, and I'm starting to learn that Capricorn men are different from Capricorn women, very different. But we love being right, because a lot of times y'all be like, "Oh my god, y'all think y'all know everything." Most of the time we do, because we pay attention to detail. We read. We love educating ourselves. And we hate being laughed at and look like being a fool, babe. So we gonna try to figure out the situation, look and figure out what's going on. And I just saw something where it was like, who would break first in front of all with all of the earth signs in the room? Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Who would break first? And I saw a lot of people putting Capricorn, and I was like, they must be talking about Capricorn men. And as I kept researching, they was like, yeah, they're talking about Capricorn men who can't lie. I don't think Capricorn men can't lie. I think they don't want to. Because we don't like BS. We don't like to be lied to. So most of the time we are going to be brutally honest, which is why we're called mean. Stay with me. I'm going to bless you. It's going to make sense. So my Facebook, as I keep telling y'all, before I got hacked, pop it, pop, pop, pop it, pop it. People on there I ain't even know. To the point where Keisha was like, baby, you got more people from the city I live in than I do on my page, and I live in the city. And that was because, shout out to my to one of the leaders, because of the stuff that you was putting out there, and they was eating it up. And so they was coming to my page to look for a show that you was previewing, and that wasn't what it was. And they slowly started finding out, like, oh, she cool as hell. And is. But I don't take bull. I don't take BS. And you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And I'm not stupid. I can tell you apart with my words because I love reading. As I told my son, if you want to be a better rapper, enhance your vocabulary. The reason why Lil Wayne, even though he kind of, as he made more money, started playing with extracurricular activities, which kind of jacked him up. But before then, the reason why his wordplay, his double entendres, triple entendres at times would be so lethal was because his vocabulary game was on point. He was extremely smart. And the reason why I say was is because your extracurricular activities has jacked that up. So if, like any other thing, you have to take care of internal. Feel me? So literally, like when I'm on Facebook, I love when people come at me and you thinking that you're gonna outsmart me, and then it's also life experiences. So it's like tonight, they're debating about this time change thing, and I was like, y'all keep messing with the time change, and y'all, that comes into the play with Mother Nature. It does. It comes into play with Mother Nature. How do you think they were able to plant food? Which is why you can tell people who, as I stated, you can tell people who was raised by processed food and entitlement. And you need to go to the farmer's market and talk to a farmer, because they'll tell you there's a time and a place to till the ground. There's a time and a place for seasons, which is why fruit don't taste the same, because y'all cloning. You growing them too fast. You growing them out of season. So when you get one that tastes sweet and that tastes like the original fruit, It's like, ooh, why fruit not sweet no more? Because y'all are constantly overgrowing them and growing them out of season because you're trying to keep up with the over demand, the overpopulated situation. Truth be told, if you would allow people to grow their own food instead of trying to control it, because that's part of the system, they don't want you to grow your own food. They want to control it. Which is why they cut back on farmers, cut back on a lot of stuff. Even with my aunt, I was like, dang, she reminded me about the pigs. I don't remember my granddad having pigs. Maybe I kind of do. I don't remember him having pigs, but I do remember my aunt having pigs. And I do remember us having a garden, and it was full of corn, and it was full of strawberries, and it was full of peppers and full of potatoes. And we didn't have to go to, the only time we would have to go to the grocery store would be for other things and not particularly for vegetables, because we would grow our own food because we had land. And they started making rules where you couldn't do certain things on your land. This Caucasian man who was catching rainwater and filtering it to keep water on his property, and they arrested him for doing that. Right. Anyway, so Facebook popping before I got hacked. After I got hacked, I wasn't even using Facebook because I was like, I don't really care about Facebook, to be totally honest. I'm more into Instagram. Still more into Instagram. Instagram, you have more strangers, but y'all talk like y'all know each other. Facebook, people know you over there, and then they dictate if I want to talk. It depends on who you are if I interact with your stuff, because I know you. So I pick and choose what I want to interact with. But I'm watching you. I see the stuff that you post. I'll go on by it, or I'll listen to your videos. But I'm going to pick and choose whether I rock with you or not. But if you go to Instagram, that same stuff you put on Facebook, you go to Instagram, you get more interactions, you get more comments, you get more interactions with, and then most of the time it don't even be people, it be complete strangers. And it's people on my Instagram that I've never met. I keep telling y'all, it's people on my social media I've never met in real life. But I've talked to those people, even watched their kids grow up. It's like, oh my gosh, I just saw a coworker, her daughter, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's grown so much. Literally. Before then, it's this other dude that I used to talk to, and when he come in to speak, it's like, hey friend, just checking, and then he'll go on out. Literally. So it's like, and I've seen other people when they're kids, I'll be like, oh, so cute. And then I've watched them grow up. And it's people who like, man, you and your son, I love your relationship. And they've been following me since Ty was smaller. Anyway, so I wasn't using Facebook for a while. So I think I started using Facebook again, like right after my mom died, or right before. Right before. Because after I got hacked, people was like, oh, you did that for attention. And I was like, so I did it for attention, removed everybody and not using it? That makes sense. But then whoever came to my Instagram and copied my account. So I had proof. But y'all won't go watch that on YouTube because that's where all the receipts are. I had proof. And at that point in time, I wasn't vlogging. I just started doing proof because I was already accused of, you just want attention on Facebook. Attention from who? Because y'all was already not, the people who was interacting with me was not the people that I know. Anyway. So wasn't using it, I think, for a good 2 years. And then I think I went back like right after my mom died or right before. Somewhere in there, and started using it, and I was like, this is still boring. Still boring. Because before, when it was popping, before it started taking off, I was literally just logging on Facebook to play Farmville. You gonna hear that in quite a few videos. Miss Farmville. Bring back Farmville. Bring back Farmville. The original one. The original one. The original one. Zynga. Anyway, so So anyway, literally that's what it was. So once I had started using it again, like it was picking up, but it wasn't how it was before I got hacked. Which was the whole goal of the person hacking me. To be totally honest, it was either take it over or basically destroy your account. So anyway, so it was like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just over here just to be just to be over here. And then I was like, okay, well, I can use this to promote my YouTube, which is what I'm using all the other stuff. Even with this year, I said I was going to use Snap more to promote my YouTube. Right? So it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. That's what I use Snap for, because before I really wasn't really using Snap either. Like, I would talk to a few people. I have a couple of friends on there, but most of the time what I was using Snap for was to talk to my nephew. Other than that, I ain't really use Snap like that either. It's there, but I don't really pay attention to it like that. So it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I just started using Snap to promote my YouTube. Like, I started, figuring out, and I'll do that to promote my YouTube or whatever. So anyway, so I'm on Facebook, like, and I'm starting to use it or whatever, but I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing when I'm on Facebook. To me, social media is for you to be social. So when you put up a status, and whether it's public or we're friends, if it's something that is sparking my interest, I'm gonna comment. So this one dude had put up, I can't remember what exactly it was. But he was saying, I think it, again, along the line, like, his caption was a joke. And I was like, that's interesting. And I was like, that's really the way you think? And so he was like, Facebook is my, he was like, on Facebook, this is my personality, not my personal life. So I started laughing because the root word for personality is persona. Persona has evolved into personal. So your personality in the beginning, because they are constantly adding words to the dictionary, they are constantly changing, words are constantly evolving. So personality used to be your mask, your representative, and that would be who you were. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this ain't you. You got to get in my personal space to get the real me. Or as people say, your representative. Your representative is who you meet first for the first 30 to 90 days, and then your mask fall off. Personality. But as words and we evolve, persona is your personality, which is also who you are personally. Personal. It comes into your characteristics. So you're trying to say that your life was completely different off Facebook than it was on Facebook. And I said, when Facebook first started, I would agree with you. But now that Facebook is more worldwide and networking, and people are using that to make announcements, that's not the same. So what you post, what you share, what you put on your page is literally who you are. It becomes a pattern. It represents you. It's you. And so he was like, no, that's not true. I said, yes, it is. And so he was like, oh, you just want to go back and forth? I said, no, I don't just want to go back and forth. I was like, hence, Facebook is now the place. I said, because newspapers are no longer in the play. Like, there's still small towns who have newspapers. But they also, like, because I think my hometown have a newspaper. But they also have a website that you can go to. So they have paper copies, and they also have a website. So there's still small towns who have like newspapers or whatever, but most newspapers and stuff that was on paper previous have evolved, and everybody has a website. So now Facebook, was, as I told y'all in the beginning, in order for you to get on Facebook, you had to have a college email because it was literally strictly for college students to network, to help study type situation, or to help get jobs, whatever. It was strictly for college people at the point in time. Then when it became famous and he noticed like, oh, we hit gold, we struck, we did good. Let me open this up to everybody. And when he opened it up to everybody, that's when it came into play where families were reconnecting, classmates were reconnecting. People was like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, or what happened to this person? Oh my God. And it went from that to from interacting to making announcements. We going on a cruise. Oh, we got a class reunion. Oh, we got a family reunion. Oh my God. Somebody died. Because a lot of times, as I told y'all, like a lot of times, I ain't know my family, certain family members had passed away unless it was on Facebook. Me scrolling, and I'd be like, oh, one of my aunt's funerals. I'm scrolling, and literally, I was like, dang, that look like my family. Her funeral today. Let me stream it. So, as I stated, and I would say Facebook has now become personal because people put their personal, like, hey, I'm inviting you to my party. I'm inviting you to my wedding. I'm inviting you, well, not inviting you, I'm making funeral announcements. And then when it's some issues, people be going back and forth, right? And so I was like, so when people putting all that stuff out here, it's no longer a personality thing. It's now personal. So he states, oh, you'll never catch me. You'll never catch me like that. You'll never catch me like that. As I stated, Facebook, you get my personality. You don't get my personal business. You will never see me acting like that on here. You'll never see me acting like that on here. And what most people do when they go through my page, you try to, not the like the lingerie pictures or the sexy pictures, which is typical system, politics, government hierarchy BS. Because, babe, anything that I put on my page, I know what's on there. I put it there. And then you're getting old pictures. That stuff was on Instagram a long time ago, babe. You're getting old pictures because I wasn't even using this. So I'm trying to catch y'all up over here because I was over here on Instagram. And I'm trying to broaden my horizons over here with Facebook because I don't really do Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like it had become boring, annoying, politic situation, racial, absolutely not my cup of tea. Wasn't interested anymore. It's like, what's the point? What's the point? Y'all had got to telling people Merry Christmas, telling people Happy New Year, being excited to see people. And now it's like, baby, you don't tell me happy birthday, I ain't telling you happy birthday. I don't care who tell me happy birthday. I tell everybody who on my friends list that pop up happy birthday. Why? You never know what people going through on their birthday. You never know. And most of the time, my birthday wasn't celebrated, or they was trying to put two together because it's so close to Christmas. It's like, oh, okay, well, or you pick and choose, and it's like at this point, I don't care what y'all do. It literally had got to that point, which is why you don't see me go crazy or up and above and beyond for my birthday. It's like, girl, it's any other day to me. Thank you. I may do pictures or I come up with an idea for myself, but other than that, I don't expect anything. What people expect from me for their birthday. And what I give is what you did for my birthday the previous year. So that's what I give back the next year. Just saying. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You don't tell me happy birthday. I don't tell you happy birthday. Except if you on my timeline. Now, if you ain't text me, call me or nothing, like, I forgot to. Anyway, so yeah. He was like, you'll never see me, you'll never see me do nothing like that. And look at you, look like you naked on the internet. Well, first of all, I'm not naked on the internet, and even if I was, please believe I'm getting paid for it. One, two. The pictures that you looking at is years old, and I already got paid for those, babe. I orchestrated my own contracts as an independent contract model with no experience. Run that down. It was companies were paying me to model their lingerie. I said, so if you're trying to rag on something, that wouldn't be it. Okay. Oh, okay. And I was like, so again, Facebook has now not become your personality, but your personal situation. As I stated, you'll never see me put my personal business out there. You'll never see me put my personal business out there. And I was like, okay. Now, mind you, my grandma has always said in more ways than one, you gotta be careful what you say. You gotta be careful what you say. You gotta be careful what you say. You don't ever say what you would or wouldn't do, especially when you're not in a situation because you don't know. Right? Or be careful how you treat the people on your way up, because those will be the same people you see on your way down. Because it always turns. Life is always turning. Tables always turn, baby. Everybody go through good times. Everybody go through bad. Everybody be on the hill, and then sometime, baby, you're going to be in the valley. So you got to be real careful how you treat people when you in both positions. When you up here, you don't be looking down on nobody, because next time it could be you in this valley. And them same people that you was looking down on who was in the valley is now on the hill, and you not talk to them and treat them any kind of way, and now they ain't paying you no attention. So you got to be real careful of the stuff that you say. Because like the old saying is, the devil make a fool out of you every time. He'll call your bluff, baby. He'll call your bluff. Make a fool out of you every time. Every time you be like, you'll never. The devil pull up. Let me see if you will never. Let me see if you'll never. Baby, I would say like a month or two went by. I'll give it 4. I'll give it 4 months. I really think it was less than that. I'll give it 4 months. One of your family members died that you were close to. One of your family member dies that you were close to. So of course you put out there, you really hurt me with this one, like the usual. You really hurt me with this one, man. You city up with this one. My timing. Oh, you fucked the city up with this one. Like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't live without you. Oh no, the usual. Right? The usual sayings. And so I was like, I thought you don't put your personal business on Facebook. But sent my little prayers and condolences. And at this point in time, I ain't even being funny. Because I'm the Capricorn. I ain't got to hear you say I told you so. I could just look at you and get it. I could just watch and read your stuff and get it. I ain't got to hear you say, I ain't got to hear you, you ain't going to hear me say I told you so. I'll just sit back and watch. Sit back and listen. Oh, that's what happened? What? Anyway, so I was like, I thought you don't put your personal business on here. Now, why would you announce that you're away? Because the internet became very, very prevalent, especially when it came down to funeral homes. The internet streaming saved funeral homes, especially during the pandemic, honey, because they had to figure out ways of how this is gonna happen, how y'all gonna do funeral services, because those people were dropping like flies. in the beginning. Even though like now we try to act like that didn't happen and oh my God, he's gonna be a savior and make everything straight. And look at where we are again. Huh. And so it's like, yeah, dropping like flies. You couldn't even go to a funeral. You got to be 6 feet apart, or everybody else got to be way back from the casket, and only a few amount of people could be close to the body to attend a funeral. So it was easier and better for you to stream, to not for people to not get sick. Because at my grandaunt's funeral, a lot of my family members got sick. A lot of them got COVID. So when he put it out there, and I was like, okay, prayers and condolences. So then funeral happened. I would say 3 days. 3 days after the funeral. It don't even take 3 days for the drama to start. It don't. It don't. It don't take 3 days. The drama is happening while planning. Right when the person take their last breath, once the announcement is made, that's the drama is brewing. It's bubbling. It's bubbling. And people are getting ready to start showing their true colors. So the same person who Facebook is my personality and none of my personal business will be out here. You will never catch me putting my personal business out here, is on Facebook. Going off. I don't know who y'all think y'all are, playing with my family member, playing with my dead family member. Cause I don't want to say what the family member was in relation. I don't know who y'all think y'all are, but what y'all not gonna do. What y'all not gonna do. And when I tell you, you going off like to the point where it's like a paragraph. So me, care. Cause this not supposed to be on Facebook. Cause I will never catch you putting your personal business on Facebook. Then you came back the next day and continue because it's still stuff continuing to go on. I don't know who stole from my family member. Me. Care. But I'm reading the tea because this is your personal business that you said you would never put on Facebook. As I keep telling y'all, so grateful for my grandparents, especially my grandmama who was putting down game and putting down tea and be like, yeah. Especially when she was like, I already been your age. You ain't never been mine. Baby, talk to me. Talk to me. A lot of the things that my grandma used to say, I'm so grateful for. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? When it come down, even with treating people, it's like, I ain't gonna treat you bad, but if you try me, let me walk away. Because what you're trying to do is get a reaction out of me. So let me walk away. Because I'll beat you. Anyway. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, care. So the third time you came and you was like, listen, for the last time, somebody said, bro, why you putting all this stuff on? Bro, why you putting all this stuff on Facebook? Why this is something you should be handling in your personal in your personal space. This shouldn't even be on Facebook. Why is this on Facebook? And you deleted it. You actually, far as I know, either you removed me because you had to have that conversation with me and you didn't, like, it's like maybe she didn't see it, but you should have known because you get a notification, because I go through my notifications because I want to see who looking at my page to let me know you on my page. You know, there's other people I know you on there, because if you pay attention, each app tells you certain things. So it's like, okay. Because now Facebook will let you know who's really supporting you because they call them fans. I don't call people fans. If you support me, I call you family because you don't have to. Because people are very, very, very picky of who they support when it comes down to this content thing, and they think you're doing too much, and then you turn around and they're trying to do the same thing you doing. Yeah. Anyway, but I wish you well. I hope it goes above and beyond. Sometimes I even be like, surpass me. So that way you don't feel like you have to destroy me to get your stuff going. Feel me? So anyway, you took it down. Disappeared. So I don't know if you unfriend me or you completely just logged out. Cause you had did exactly what you said you wasn't gonna do. And nobody was gonna ever catch you putting your personal business on Facebook because Facebook is your personality, not your personal. I love you the most because you definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in the next one. It's real simple. This social media thing. Just be yourself. Be the same person on and off the internet. It takes too much to pretend and keep up a fake lifestyle. If y'all haven't learned from the rich people who keep up a fake lifestyle, who scamming, who like the fake relationship, if y'all haven't learned from the rich people, just be yourself. Especially if you grew up without cell phones. Just be yourself. Bye.